Welcome to another episode of EnviroBoy Plays Democracy 4. We are going to continue our government, and hopefully I'm going to try and get through more than just one turn. We finished our first turn, and so we've seen marginal differences, except that the GDP has gone down, which seems on par for me. I don't have a good money mind, so I'm not surprised by that, but we'll see if we can't improve that. Children's food is an urgent policy question that requires your immediate attention. Law has been proposed to regulate the fat, salt, and sugar content and nutritional value of food sold to children, including food sold in fast food restaurants and, of course, food served in schools. This is likely to incur costs for the food retailers. Okay, so we can leave it unchanged, cannot interfere with the free market. This is the state of interfering in people's lives. If kids want to eat fatty junk food and the parents do not mind, then who are politicians to tell people not to eat hamburgers? Or on the side of regulating children's food. Obesity is a major problem with a severe impact on people's health. Marketing unhealthy food to people at such an early age is unacceptable. We should pass a law now to safeguard the future of the health of our children. Boom! We're doing it! Ha-ha! Capitalists are mad and obesity's pissed off, but the parents and health love it. I don't know. We gotta. The kids are vulnerable. We gotta look after them. Budget report. How are we doing here? So we can see our expenditures did go up. Our income is lower. Our relative GDP went way down. And like I say, I am stupid and I don't know how to improve that as a baseline. But we can work on improving our governmental income. The big thing that I am interested in looking at, like I want to see what we can gain from these lower ends where there's not a whole lot coming in. Like the state postal service, state-owned and run postal service can make sense because it's a natural monopoly and one where a universal service obligation, all that, blah, blah, blah. If we lower it, we can really increase our income. It's a more capitalist approach thing, right? Because basically the way this it improves income, just to so it makes sense for everyone. If we reduce the state-run thing, that means there's going to be more, FedEx and UPS will do more, which means that we'll be taxing the businesses more. So it's a less socialist approach, but it will, net us more money as a result. So we could do that, but I'm actually not interested in doing that right now. So we'll revert changes. We're going to not do it that way. Citizenship for sale. We can make a lot of money if we let people with money just buy citizenship rather than having to earn it. I'm not interested in doing that right now. I mean, people seem to like that idea, but I think it could cause a lot of problems. I mean, if people are it's a pay-to-play type of approach. Not very socialist. The wealthy will like it. Capitalists will like it. It will help the GDP. But it really increases corruption. I'm not interested in opening that can of worms, at least not right now. So we're going to not do that one yet. Speed cameras. So it will cost more, but we can take in more money. It's kind of disproportionate, though. So I'm not super interested in doing that one right now. Not just doing that. It wouldn't be very popular. Airline tax would be a bit more popular. We could get some more money. Air travel would go down, tourism would go down, GDP would go down, which again, that's not super great because we're already seeing it sharply decline. But that would give us $3 billion, or probably about $2 billion extra income. That one's an option. We're gonna leave that one on the table. We're not gonna do that one yet. For change, let's go back. Alcohol tax. We talked about this one. We could increase alcohol tax. This will give us some good income. People will not like it. Will reduce that. It will poverty. This is again one of the confusing ones. Poverty will it seems to imply that poverty goes up, right? Impacts the poor, impacts equality. Because it does make alcohol a pay-to-play thing. If we just tax it, then just rich people can still have all they want. Inheritance tax, not going to be very popular. I'm assuming when it says popularity with voters, it means my historic voters. But I don't really care because I didn't play a role in that, so I don't know who it's assuming my historic voters are. Conservatives aren't going to be super happy about that. The wealthy aren't going to be super happy about that, but that is a good source of income, improves equality. It's more socialist, and it will impact middle, high income, retired people. It's a more socialist policy, but frankly, I think that'll help, and I think that's a really good way for us to impact minimal numbers of people, and get some money. So I am going to actually approach this. I'm totally giving away my political views by doing this, by taking it somewhat seriously. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. I look at the budget report again. We want to look at our income, see what other ways. So inheritance tax went there. Petrol tax. Gosh, tell me your game's European without telling me your game's European. If we do that, car usage will go down. Environmentalists will go up. GDP seems to be largely unimpacted by this. Motorist membership will go down. Electric car transition will go up. I actually like this as a way to get income. We're going to use up pretty much all of our social or our political clout or our political influence doing this with these two things, but I want to do this. I want to try and get a handle on some of these things early. Try and get some income going back to our government to balance with our spending here is what I'm hoping to do. I mean, our debt will just continue to climb always. It's just how it will be. That's how the world works. The world runs on debt, which I think is ridiculous, but that's the way it is. Tobacco tax could, in theory, be the same thing. We don't have the political clout to do this. We could definitely get some increase. People like, like reduced equality, but honestly, I think that one might be a worthwhile cost. I don't know. We don't have a whole lot else. Looks like we could try and get some other things. Public services, Youth Politics Council. I kind of want to, I'm actually thinking that, like, because this game seems to be assuming that we're a conservative political party, which wasn't really my intent to do it. So I might actually start looking at, like, these things and, like, whatever's the least popular, do that one and just be that guy. Tourism, ad, welfare, tobacco awareness. Now, see, these things will cost money. Economy, Trade Council, tax, health food subsidies, public services, social justice foundation. Not super expensive. Policy will establish a foundation that deals with the worries and problems of the poor and underrepresented in our country. I actually really like the idea of doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just going with it. And we've got one left, but I'm not gonna sit here and try to figure out how to spend 1 point. We're just gonna go ahead for our next thing. If you'll notice there, this game is very realistic. It did say it was spreading fake news, so that's good. Health has gone up. That's good. Demand from donor. One of your major party donors, Jonathan Jimenez, is insisting that you placate them by implementing a specific policy, proportionate fines. If you refuse to do so, then they will abandon their financial support for the super rad awesome party. I want to view the policy. What's it trying to say? A fine is no deterrent to antisocial behavior, if at all, if it does not scale with the income. What may be a colossal and finances wrecking penalty for some is a mere inconvenience for the ultra wealthy. By making all fines scale with income, the law can be applied equally to all. Is that fair? I'm actually like on board with that idea. Very socialist. Will help the poor. Will help with equality. High earnings, wealthy capitalists will hate that. But also we're gonna potentially get some income from that. So boom, I'm on board with that, and we're gonna go ahead and keep that stuff. How can we? I mean, if we go like all out for this, like if we go all in on this one, really impact the wealthy. I don't know. I think this will be good, and we can definitely get some good income from this. I'm gonna just go for it. It's like, forget it. Let's do this. Apply the changes. It's all fake, imaginary stuff anyway, right? We can just do whatever we want. Worst case scenario, we don't get reelected. Oh no. Sexual assault. There's national outrage as a woman's sexual assault on public transport is widely reported. Violent crime against women is abhorrent. That rape could be committed in public without anyone. Oh man, I just lost my my non-existent monetization there with that word. I don't have anyone to edit it there. Sorry, we're just using real words in my name. Snowflakes. Anyway, committed in public without anyone interceding as a damning indictment on our society. Electorate are demanding that lawlessness and gender inequality be addressed by the government. See, this is kind of where I wish it would like kind of help with these things a little bit. Water cannons. Oh, we can do water cannons. You'd increase those. That's not very liberal. Decrease those. So hold on. Revert changes. Let's go back. Let's see here. Rubber bullets. I want to scroll and see what other things we've got here. Right to privacy, abortion laws. If we want to get like directly to it, let's see here. Delay jury, executive term limits, race discrimination, gender discrimination. That's a good one to look at. Legal equality. Positive action. I mean, like this one, not really changing costs or anything. I don't know that I see a whole lot. Oh, the conservatives are going to be mad about that. Too political clout to get a lot of good increases for these types of things. I actually don't know that I see a whole lot of problems with this one. I mean, obviously this lends us to more liberal, but when we're just looking at the impacts it'll have on our government here and like our popularity, I mean, popularity among voters depends on who your voters are. I'm gonna just go for it. For only the cost of 2, what was that? It was 2? Yeah, out of the 6 I have, let's do it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's just go for it. Also wanted to look and see, can we do it this way? We're gonna have that increase in race discrimination, executive term limits, jury trial, executive term length, body cameras, legal aid, press freedom, community policing, genital mutilation ban. Can we like, I mean, ban male and female, heavy fines, imprisonment. That seems a little intense. We also don't have the political clout to do it anyway. I mean, we could do that. That might be that might be a helpful thing. That will cost us a bit. I'm not sure I'm as convinced about doing that one quite yet. What else is there? Judicial independence, narcotics, consumer rights, refugee policy, food standards, family planning, arts substitute foreign ban. Prison regime. This one's an interesting one that I actually think might be a good thing. I like how in some ways crime goes up and in some ways crime goes down. Balanced. Harsh. Yeah, so it's like if we reduce this, more compassionate. It's like we can have more impacts by reducing this. Be more liberal. Leans towards, so it's like going with as gentle is more about like education refinement. So it's like whether we're going with harsh or not harsh. So it's like, I don't know. I kind of actually do want to lower this to the low end of balanced here and just see what kind of impacts that has. Because especially if it's going to, the thing that I'm most interested in is that it's going to impact education positively. It seems to be that like this is implying that if we go in this direction, it will be more of a corrective approach than a punitive approach. I don't know if that's true because it's not giving me a whole lot, right? It just says education. But yeah, let's apply those changes. Let's try that. Let's do all that. That's good. Major donor abandons party. Oh no, because I'm not a strong leader. Oh no. Lost a major donor. That's sad. Oh well, not worry about it. Tonight's news headlines. I have no idea why the government does this. The words of Maria Rivera when describing the daily suffering of her elder mother in acute and constant pain from an incurable condition that has turned her life into a living hell. The government still opposes a right to die. And they see it like, it's an interesting one. I'm actually like personally in favor of that one. I don't really see a reason not to do this one. So we're out of political clout for it this time around. Where is this located? Like in what? Like, can I go back to this later? Is this like a public service or welfare maybe? Like, because I don't have anything against that. I would be happy to do it. I just don't have the political pull to do it. What is it? Public service? Economy, law, maybe law and order? It's like a right? Nice. Wait, hold on. Let me search for right to die. Search? Oh, wait, hold on. We do that. Right to die. There it is. Okay, yeah. So we can just search for. Oh, there it is. Right, it's right in there. I don't know where that's part of. Okay, but at any rate, we can do that because we might have the political capital to do it later. So we pretty much already used it up. So let's go ahead and see where this turn takes us. Okay, nothing too dramatic here. Transgender military ban. Ban transgender soldiers. Endorse transgender soldiers. Endorse equality, better defense forces. I don't really see a negative to this. Anyone who does is really focusing on the wrong thing. Boom, I said it. Line in the sand. Come at me, bro. Anyway, situation imminent. What do we have? Drug addiction? I don't know. Like, we seem to be doing a pretty good job with this. No, unemployment is... Assuming the unemployment problem means that it's, like, leading to this. So if we want to, like, reduce unemployment... See, like, this is where it gets confusing. So it's like these things contribute to unemployment, and we want less unemployment. So the idea is, like, we'd want less industrial automation. But it's like the GDP positively... Like, I don't understand exactly how all of these... State schools, why is that leading to? Like, if we increase... Like, with state schools, what does this do for us? Does that... So, like, this is, again, where it gets confusing. Like, is that saying it decreases unemployment, or it makes the unemployment problem worse? You know what I mean? That's the thing that's confusing. I don't know. That's a really expensive thing to worry about, though. So I'm going to revert changes. Let's go back. Our social state, postal service, social care. How does this impact? We increase that. So again, it's got like a negative impact on stuff. I don't know. Yeah, these are just... this is the one thing that I kind of have issues with. Like, green arrow, does that mean it positively impacts or that it increases? What I get confused about. And, like, the obvious answer is to, like, look up the answer. Military spending. We have overwhelming force. Seems to, like, I'm assuming that, like, see, like, these types of context clues, I'm assuming this means that when the red unemployment goes down, that means our unemployment is getting reduced, which is considered a good thing, because presumably increasing our, like, military spending means, like, a larger military, which would presumably mean more jobs, because the military is primarily people fighting for us. That's what I'm assuming it means, and so we can kind of do stuff like that. I like more things like the reforestation. If we increase this, that should reduce unemployment. Much cheaper way to do this. Good environmentalist, good for the environment. Reduces, see, like, this is another one where the red going down, it seems to just, like, reduce what it is. So reducing respiratory disease, reducing unemployment, reducing CO2 emissions. And honestly, the cost for that overall doesn't seem too upsetting. But just for the sake of managing political clout, let's just increase a little bit and see what going up that much does. Let's apply that change. Let's do that. And see if that will help with this. Drug Enforcement Agency. Like I say, the issue isn't how many people are getting busted doing drugs. The issue is presumably have a bad situation with drug addiction. It's just like the people using it. So it's like I wish there was community policing. Like, maybe if we just increase our community policing a little bit more. Again, it's really popular. It does cost money, but let's just bump it up a little bit. Why not, right? Let's just bump that up. Apply changes, doesn't even use political. Let's just try and do that and see if that continues to help with the crime situation. Budget report. So again, our expenditures are still higher than our income, which, like, I mean, historically, that's not too shocking, but I'd still like to manage that a little bit. Tobacco tax, we didn't do that before, but I'm actually tempted to go ahead and go for this one. It's not going to be popular, but to a certain degree, I don't know that I care. Just reduce tax, or the tobacco use. We just do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Using a lot of political capital there. And because I said I was going to do it also, let's do the right to die. The right to unalive. I don't know. I'm not monetized. I don't care. Let's go ahead and implement. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I think that's a perfectly fine option. At will, families agreement, single doctors agreement, multiple in extreme circumstances, single doctors agreement. What are we at? We're like somewhere around single doctors agreement. I'm tempted to increase it a little bit more. And bump up there. I don't know that I want to get us to, like, single family or like family members agreement or something like that. Let's do that. Let's get that in play there and see what that does for us. And we are pretty much tapped out for this. Let's go ahead and do. Let's see where we're at here. Chill. Cynical voters. Changes to the policy right to die so soon. Although clearly punishing this. I don't know. Like, get over it. People can choose what they want. I don't know what you want from me here. Tempted to increase it even more. I'm not gonna increase it more. No. Yeah, there we go. Made some of the voters cynical about your party. Well, deal with it. Credit rating downgraded. Is it because of the GDP going down? Yeah, so it's like the GDP going down. And like I say, these are the types of things. Like, you can go, close this. Look at our GDP. So if we want to, like, increase our GDP, right? Like, let's see, what of our, like, skills shortage. Okay. Then that leads to a million other things. It's confusing. So education, presumably, improving education will improve everything else and all that kind of stuff, right? So like prison regime, we just like go straight down into this. Like, it seems to indicate that crime will slightly increase but also decrease. Like, what is this talking about? No, cancel crime or crime. Like, just different. I'm assuming that just means like different crime statistics. Like, it'll just change. That increase our costs. It's kind of a weird one. Why does harsh lead to no cost? Does that just mean that we're gonna like just death penalty everyone? I'm gonna go ahead and decrease that just a little bit. That changes. Okay. Our GDP. Right. So it's like. Again, the skill shortage, education, faith school, so state school is going up. That's like good. Prison regime, poverty, state broadcaster. What's that? Costs more money, as always. Everything costs money. State-owned broadcasters can provide impartial, independent news without influence. You see, I just don't see how that is gonna directly impact what I want to do. Revert change. Go back. State schools, I mean, we could increase again state schools, will presumably increase education, reduce poverty. That's good. The employees go up, state employee income, socialism, capitalists don't like it, private schools. I don't know. I could get skill shortage, immigration, citizenship for sale, immigration on demand, illegal immigration. Struggling to see how a lot of these will impact. So, okay, so skills shortage, oil price, crime, traffic congestion. See, like, all these things that, like, result, like, play into the GDP, and I'm kind of like, give me something a bit more concrete, please and thank you. Nuclear fission, arguably renewable source of energy, which dramatically reduces CO2. I mean, if this is going to increase the GDP, presumably this will increase the GDP. Might be good to go ahead and dive in a little bit, at least with it. Not even up to $1 billion if we go through that. That uses a fair bit of capital. That's okay. Let's go ahead and upgrade that, and let's see how that does. People seem to really like that idea too. See, this is where it gets weird, because like environmentalists, presumably it goes down. That's not really, for wind and solar energy instead. I mean, I guess, but like, I don't know how accurate that is to real life. Whatever. Apply the changes. Fine. Do that. Let's see what that does for our GDP a little bit. Anything else we can do easily for our GDP? Credit rating downgraded. That's just like that reduced it. Okay, fine. Pollution controls. If we do this, that will decrease the GDP, so we can reduce. That, I mean, it'll reduce costs and stuff like that, but I think that's a really bad idea. Avert the changes. I don't really want to do that one. Right to privacy. Reducing a total tracking ban, so that'll reduce GDP. See, like those types of things. It's like, I don't know. I'm sure it's related, and someone could explain it. Like, I don't see what the direct thing is there. Payroll tax. This is levied on employers. So we'd want to reduce that to improve the GDP because increasing that damages GDP. Where it changes, I don't want to really do that though, especially because that's a good source of income. Corporation tax. Corporation tax might be a good. Really increase our. Like again, like all those things. It's like we can either have less money or have a good GDP, and I'm like, I don't. So frustrating to try and figure out how to deal with that. Vert change it. Back. Capital gain tax, petrol tax, sales tax. I mean, we could maybe, if we just like increase some of these things, like global economy. Oh, that is quantitative easing. Yeah, so like that seems like such a false way to increase. It seems stupid. There's science funding. We increase science funding, right? Then we can get a lot more GDP, but we have to spend. We gotta spend more to make more, all that kind of stuff. But I just don't see a whole lot of good ways to do it. It's almost one of the things that I just don't want to worry about. I want to like run the rest of the country, and just let the GDP be what it's gonna be. Like I know people care about that, and I know it's an important thing, but I just so much of the rest of it is impacted, and I can't help but wonder if it's just because I'm designing a government where we change things, like that it's going to naturally do that kind of stuff. I don't know. Rent controls. Popularity with voters. Very socialist. Not good for... See, it reduces poverty. Bad for capitalists. Increases poor earnings. General wealth gap. Capitalist income. Private housing. No, I just think that would be a good thing still. Economy. Foreign investor tax breaks. Business confidence. Like, maybe this would help with the GDP. It would cost a lot in billions. Robotics research grants. Eco-home regulations. Capitalists don't like it. Environmentalists do. Energy efficiency goes up. Not bad. Trade council. National Business Council. Technology grants. Taxes. Junk food tax. I mean, the youth wouldn't like that, but maybe the youth can just like, hey, that'd be a really good source of income though. Increases health. Everyone's income goes down. Obesity goes down. Poverty presumably goes up with that. Plastic bag tax. Income. Depending on how we do it, we could get some decent income out of it. Recreational drugs tax. Not actually a bad idea, but automation tax. Diverted profits tax. Socialist. That's good socialist. That would get us a lot of money too. That might help with a lot of things. Capitalists don't like it. Foreign relations wouldn't like it. Self-employed would like it. Honestly, I think that one's a good idea. I'm gonna do it. Screw it. Let's just do it. Capitalists don't like it. Self-employed socialists really like it. Foreign relations doesn't like it, but whatever. Hold on. How intense could we make this? Oh, we could go big time with this. We could go big time with this. Lots of income from that too. I mean, look at that income. That's not worse. You know what? Forget it. It's all fictional anyway. Let's just do it. Apply the changes. Haha. What else can we do? Transport, cycling campaign. Honestly, I don't see how that would be a super bad thing. Carpooling campaign. Is public services. Compulsory school sports. I don't know that I like the idea of compulsory. Eating healthy campaign. That's not a bad one. Cost a little bit. Youth politics council. Keep the country tidy campaign. Not really a bad thing about that one. That would be pretty good. Costs a bit of money. Free parenting classes. I actually kind of like the idea of that one. Kind of costly, but that might be a good one. Cyberbullying. Parents and the youth would like that one too. Pretty low cost. You know what? Let's do the cyberbullying. Let's do that one. Let's implement cyberbullying. I mean, we would really go for the cost there. The youth and the parents would really like that. You know what? Let's do that one. That seems like a pretty good feel-good one to do. Let's do that, and let's see where we're at here. How much have I ruined my government? Okay, well, you know. Journalists jailed. Foreign journalists reporting from the Capitol has been jailed for espionage. They protest their innocence, but were caught consorting with dissident rebels who wish to destabilize a regime. The international press has spoken out in support of the spy, criticizing the lack of human rights in our country. Well, you know, like, a believer in you have to follow the rules of the country that you're in, right? Wherever you are, you have to follow their rules. You're in their home, you follow their rules. And it's against the rules to spy on us, so too bad. Nationally recognized physicist Shannon Brown, age 34, talks to us tonight about the shame she fears for the state of science funding in this country. I'm embarrassed when talking to colleagues in other countries where they have science and research seriously. Feels like we are in the Stone Age here. I fear for the future of science and our economy if we don't change the government's mind. Our country is a global joke. So wait, what's the policy? Oh, just increasing this. Hold on, I'm not immediately opposed to this. I want to see to what extent we can impact this. Oh wait, hold on. I want to see the budget report. How are we? See, our income has increased. That's good. See, like our GDP is going up, right? So we're back to relative GDP increase. So that's good. Because we have some better income going on here. On inheritance tax, we could bump this up a little bit more and be taking a bit more. That's not a huge increase, no, honestly. Oh wait, no, cancel. There we go. Corporation tax. Corporation tax might be pretty good. So it's very socialist, not very, the GDP. That increase or decrease our GDP? No, sorry, cancel. I keep forgetting that. Gotta do it like in the right order. Sales tax. What would sales tax do? That hurt or help the GDP? Just overall hurt, but it probably wouldn't have a big impact at the levels that we're thinking about doing. Like, what if we did that up here? GDP is minimal reduction in the GDP. Would take in a fair bit of extra to increase that. People would not like that though. Borrowing. Payroll tax. That one's again, that's one that we'd have to reduce to improve the GDP. Well, actually, like reducing it doesn't really even seem to do anything to the GDP after a certain point. Self-employed hurts the self-employed. I mean, that seems to help people, but we'll be reducing our income from it. I don't know that I want to do that. Car tax? That's an interesting, right? Uses motorists. Car usage helps environmentalists. Farmers don't. Do it. Evidence tax. Airline tax. Capital. What was the capital gains tax again? Oh yeah, this is gonna be. Again, it like all of it damages the GDP after a certain point. So difficult to figure out how to do. I don't know though. It seemed to work best for me to just not worry about the GDP. So I'm just gonna try and forget about it, honestly. So this one, what was this one again? Oh yeah, increasing our expenditure on this. What are we at right now? We're at like 7 bill. I mean, that's a big increase, but honestly, that might be good for us overall. It will help the GDP. Popularity is low. Well, screw that. That's ridiculous that the popularity would be 0. That's absurd. I'm doing those changes because I just don't think that would be even accurate to real life. Kind of policy things can we do here? Oh shoot, I gotta finish up this turn. We'll finish up this turn and then we'll call it a session. Congestion charging. Ooh, we can make some money off of that one. In many large cities, the number of cars traveling in each day is simply unsustainable. Although a fairly blunt instrument, simply charging through number plate recognition every vehicle that enters a city each day has proven to be an effective way to reduce congestion in extreme cases. Motorists would go down, motorist income would go down. Oh man, people would hate that, but it would improve a lot of things. Bus subsidies, it might be better to go for some other approaches here. State airline, that's an interesting idea. That's actually a really interesting idea. I don't hate that. Could get some income from that. I don't hate that. Increases corruption though. Fuel efficiency standards, that might be a bit better. Bus lanes, state rail. That's again like the How does that increase corruption though? That's a weird one to me. I mean, I guess it's like whoever controls it or whatever. Our mission limits. Law and order. What else can we do here? Unexplained wealth orders. Break with normal assumption of innocence until proven guilty. Unexplained wealth orders allow prosecution where a wealthy individual cannot explain where their wealth comes from. That seems kind of... Did we not? I thought we implemented right to die. Did we not do that? I thought we implemented that. Maybe like it's just we could increase that. I guess I don't really see it. Well, no, never mind. I don't want to do that. Yeah, we do have the policy. I don't know why that's showing up. Oh, it might just be because of like weird. Yeah, sometimes when you go back, it just does weird things. I don't know. Public services. Let's just close it and reopen it. Sometimes shutting it down and running it back up is the way to go. Okay, public services. Compulsory. Yeah, that's right. Desalination plants. Thing. Plant-based diets and obesity goes down. The worst one. Compulsory foreign language. If I'm gonna do a compulsory class, I'd do that over school sports. Compulsory water meters. Cyberbullying. CO2. Environmentalists would like it. Car usage and CO2 would go down. Youth politics. Keep the country side clean. About taxing. Hold on. Plastic bag tax. That's right. This wouldn't be like super popular, but we could get some money off of that. Environmentalists would like a capitalist one. Junk food tax. It's the same thing. Gosh, that is an appealing increase of funding. To do that. The youth wouldn't like that. Income would go down. Presumably poverty would go up. I mean, I guess I kind of understand where that's coming from. But I think it's a little misguided. Foreign policy, welfare, rent controls. I think that one would be such a good one to do. Alcohol awareness. Another one that I think would be a good one to do. Fraud department. What I'd really like to do is get to more of the like... But like... Ooh, vertical farm subsidies. Things like that would be interesting to me. Rural development grants and all that kind of stuff. Those would be good, but I gotta actually save capital for that. Youth transport. We not? Oh yeah, we don't have the capital for that. Hold on, how much capital do I have left? I got 7. I should use it. I don't know, what kind of ways can we get income? Maybe it'll be... Maybe this is a good time to just try and get some of these incomes going for us here. Oh yeah, the proportionate fines. We've got that one up as high as we can for us. Which I think is lame. Just making me more proportionate. I don't know. There's state post service, speed cameras, airline tax. Hold on, what was this one again? It would cost more, but we could be making more. Health. Parents would like... I mean, I guess I don't know that I see a problem with doing that one. The cost... Hold on, what's our cost? Cost will go up about 15 mil. Income will go up... Hold on, about half a bill. So it's like, that would be good for us. Maybe we'll do that one. Let's crank that up there. Well, I'm going to be super stoked about that. But people need to be better drivers anyway. People are horrible drivers. They're insane on the road these days. I'm doing it. Whatever. Take that. All right, let's see what the impacts are. Let's see how much I've broken the government. Okay, we're still doing okay. We're doing okay. I haven't... Okay, we're 2 episodes in. I haven't completely derailed the country yet. So that's not horrible. We're going to keep going with this. I'm genuinely having so much fun. I'm so curious to see, once I, like, release these videos, I'm so curious to see how many people hate what I'm doing. Or if anyone even watches and cares. Probably it'll be that one. But I am having fun with this. And actually, what I'm thinking, I'm going to keep doing this one with, like, this healthy mix of genuinely caring but being a bit brash about it. And I'm going to, like, totally be doing some regimes where I go, like, extreme, like, everything is about increasing environmentalism, and anything that doesn't help environmentalism is, like, gone. Like, we'll do extreme things like that. We'll do some that are, like, extreme defense. and just see what happens, just to see how quickly it completely crashes our government. I think that'd be hilarious. But at any rate, we're gonna call this one an episode. So thank you so much for joining. I appreciate and love all of you. Golly, it's like so hard to say go do things that are positive based on the game, because it's like making a political statement to do that. I don't know, go vote, whatever. That's a good thing to do. Like, seriously, like, especially if you're younger, go vote. Don't be cynical. Don't be, oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway, because the only reason it doesn't matter is because everyone says it doesn't matter and then doesn't do it. Like, if everyone did it, it would make more of a difference. Just go vote. It doesn't take long. I mean, that's insensitive for me to say. There's a lot of places to respond. Look, I'm not going to get into political statement. Just, like, do everything you can to try and go vote. I'm not going to sit here and, like, hate you if for some reason you can't, but go vote. Anyway, love you. Bye.